giving them constructive feedback. Maybe you were just having a simple conversation and it happened. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you one sentence, or actually a couple of sentences, that will help you be able to manage the situation when you get the inclination or the intuitive sense that someone is trying to manipulate you. And you want to stay until the end of this video, one, because it's going to be brief. It's going to be a brief video, but also to see if you have identified yourself in these situations, because it may help you today. What I'm sharing with you may help you today in a conversation. You just never know. So you definitely want to stay until the end. Now, if you are new to me, welcome. And if you're one of my absolutely amazing subscribers, welcome back, friend. This channel heavily focuses in on advanced communication skills and strategies that will help you to develop an unfair competitive advantage as it relates to how you communicate under pressure. If this sounds interesting to you, then I would highly recommend for you to take a look at the playlist that I have on my channel. I have over 1,100 videos that are dedicated to high stakes, high pressured communication, especially in those more complex situations. As a leader, you are always welcome to ask me any questions in any of my videos, and I will do a video just for you and give you a shout out on the video, depending on the depth and the question you have. Now, let me know in the comments below, how many of you have been in a conversation where you feel like someone was manipulating you? I have. If you have, put it in the comments below. I'll share with you a couple of general things to consider when someone is manipulating you, and then I'll share with you a sentence or a couple sentences, a couple statements that you can make when you have the sense that this is actually happening. Typically, when someone is trying to manipulate you, majority of the time, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. There are maybe a small percentage of people out there that may not know exactly what they're doing in terms of, you know, how their words or maybe their thoughts or the statements that they are making are manipulating people. But majority of the time, they have an idea, or they know exactly what they're doing. When people try to manipulate you, they will typically play the victim, so to speak. They may act like this is wrong. You all are doing this to me, you're doing that to me, and etc. Just let me know what statements you've heard specifically as it relates to that. I want to say hello to Kevin. Hello, Kevin. How you doing today? I want to say welcome to those of you joining the live today. Let me know, one, what part of the big, beautiful world you are joining from today. And then, two, let me know if you've ever been manipulated in a conversation or felt like you were being manipulated in a conversation. How did you handle it? What you do? We're talking about that today. Put it in the comments below. Now, as I mentioned, most of the time there is a victim type mentality that they play. And they do this because they want you to feel sorry for them, which is the reason why they manipulate you. This is what's going on. And I'll share with you a couple of statements that I've heard, some things that I've actually said when I had the intuitive sense that someone was manipulating me. All right, I want to say hello to Samal. Hello, Samal. How you doing today? And Kevin says, yes, my ex did. Okay, so Kevin, thank you so much for mentioning that. So share with me maybe what are some things that you did to redirect that. I'll talk to you just a bit about what happens in the world of leadership specifically. Now, as I mentioned, there's usually that victim mentality. People are trying to say, oh, you're doing this, oh, you're doing that, etc. The times that I have been in conversation with someone who's trying to manipulate me, one of the most important things, and this is the sentence I want you all to consider, is you have to say something back. Majority of the time, the people that are trying to manipulate you or make statements like that, those general statements, you always do this, or I'm always doing that, or I'm always being picked on, or etc. They're not expecting you to say something back. And this is what we talk about here on this channel specifically in terms of how do you communicate under pressure. So if you like this content, you absolutely want to subscribe to this channel, because I go live on YouTube 7 to 8 times a week, focusing heavily on how to help you communicate in these very high stakes situations. So one of the statements that you can consider doing or stating when you feel like someone is manipulating you, depending on the context, I would say, tell me or share with me an example when I did this. So for example, I had someone when I was in senior leadership mention to me, I feel like I'm always being picked on. Now, I'll give you some context to this. This was a progressive disciplinary conversation we were having. This is an issue that we constantly talked about. and it was not going in the right direction. It continued to stay in the place that it was. There was not a lot of improvement that was happening, and that's what I was told. I feel like you're always picking on me. I explained to this person, I said, well, give me a time when you felt like I have picked on you outside of what we discussed. Nothing. They typically will freeze because they're not expecting you to give them the question back. And I talk about this a lot on the channel. Another example could be when someone says you said something and you did not say it. That's another example when someone's trying to manipulate you. So let me give you an example for that specifically. If someone tells you, you say this, or you said this, and you know you did not say this, and you know that there's not a misunderstanding, you know they didn't misunderstand what was being said, then this is a statement that you can make in this situation. You can simply tell them, when did I say that? Like I have flat out said, when did I say that to people? When I've had individuals try to put words in my mouth specifically to say that I said something, when did I say that? And majority of the time, those individuals that are trying to manipulate you, they cannot recall when they said that. As I mentioned, when people are trying to manipulate you, most of the time, they are not expecting you to say something back. They are being the people that want to say something. They want to say, this is a problem, you're doing this, you're doing that. They're not necessarily expecting you to say, wait, hold on just a second. I didn't say that, I didn't do that, explain to me when. They're not expecting that. And in this situation where someone said something that they said that I said and I did not say that, when I asked them, this is as a leader, when I asked them, when did I say that? Or I did not say that. When did you hear me say that? They typically go in freeze mode. Everybody, they will go in freeze mode and they will just stutter and stumble and say, well, I thought that you said, there you go. That is how people try to manipulate you. You have to put yourself in a situation where you are actively listening to what they have to say. I talk about this on the channel a lot, and I want to say hello to Ethan and John and Jean. Hello, welcome. But you want to actively listen and listen very carefully to what people are saying, because based on what they're saying, you can redirect the conversation or just the way you need to. Now, tell me in the comments below, Kevin mentioned that his ex did some type of manipulation in terms of conversations. Have you all been in situations where you felt as if someone was trying to manipulate you in a conversation? Put it in the comments below so we can talk about it. So I've given you a couple scenarios that have happened to me where I've had people try to manipulate a conversation. There's a couple things I'll give to you all as a bonus that will help you also when someone is trying to manipulate you. The sentence I mentioned, as I highlighted in the video, sentences that you can say when you feel like you're being manipulated are, tell me a time when I did X, I did this. When did I say this? When did I do this? All those what, when, who, where, and why type of questions are going to be very important, because when you are able to put the question back on them and have that person that is manipulating you explain exactly what it is that they are referring to, they will stumble. They will stumble. I'm telling you, they will stumble, and they will start to stumble with their words. They may freeze. They may not know how to respond because they are not thinking clearly. Now, if they give you a response back and say, oh, by the way, you did it this day, that day, then you just have to explain to them, okay, explain to me why you felt this way. Why did you feel this way? Now, as I mentioned, a couple bonuses I want to share with you really very briefly that you want to keep in mind when you have those conversations with someone is manipulating you. Your eye contact, like we talk about here, look out for my cowboy analogy. As it relates to eye contact, your eye contact has to be, you have to have it there, because that is going to be the only way for you to engage with somebody. Most people are very hesitant about having eye contact with other people. Therefore, if you can master eye contact when you're in those contentious conversations, when someone's trying to manipulate you, you are already setting yourself up in a very strong position. So I hope this information helped you. I will be live tomorrow, and I'll see you all in the next